Right, I'm going to have one more try down here, and then if not, I'll go upstairs. But oh my god. Right, I was on 4G a minute ago, so I think that's why it cut out, because I've not got any data left on my plan. And I think I reached like my daily web allowance or whatever it's called, so it cut out. But I don't know what's going on. I'm back on the internet now, so hopefully, good morning, are you yawning? No. Hey, that rhymes. Hopefully it works, but if it doesn't, if it cuts out again, nothing happening. It's happening for me. I'm live, it's saying I'm live and everything. Can anyone see me? Oh, there's a cat out there. Oh, it's Alfie. Little cat out there. Third time lucky. Right, people can see me. Great. Right. Sorry about that. It's terrible. I know. I don't know why when I'm downstairs it happened. Oh, he's so cute. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at the cat out there. He's all grey and then he's got white feet. He's really cute. Oh, and then the other one's coming in. God, it's like Cat Central, my garden today. Anyway, what was I going to say? So, don't know why it keeps cutting out when I'm downstairs, when I'm closer to the router. I think the reason it just did it then was because I was on 4G, as I say, but I don't know, but I'm back on Wi-Fi now, so we'll see. If it doesn't work out, I'll go upstairs. I'll just have to end the stream, or the stream might end itself, and then I'll go upstairs and redo it there. But, as I was saying, I'm not going to go through my whole spiel again, but I got some Doctor Who figures. I made an error in the fact that I didn't ask whether it was from a smoke-free home. I just sort of take that as given, and you should never assume. And they turned up and they were a little bit smoky. Now, that's completely my fault. I bought the figures. I should have inquired about that. But the other thing that is annoying me about this snipe on eBay is that they turned up quite dirty as well. And I can sort of forgive the smoke side of it because that's my own error. And, obviously they're not going to know that they're full of smoke because if they smoke themselves, they're not going to really notice that smoke smell on them. But when something turns up dirty, that's a different story. And it seems to be always personal sales. Like, if you buy off a business seller, they're 9 times out of 10, and I'm not saying all business sellers are great because there are business sellers who are absolute crap as well, but 9 times out of 10, if you buy from a business seller, it's usually alright. Oh god, he's up there now. It's usually alright, and then when I've bought from personal sellers in the past, that's when I've had the problems, and it might be that they're new to eBay, or that they don't really show as much care because they might not be bothered about the feedback or the defects or anything like that. I don't know what it is. But anyway, we've turned up dirty. So I went online and I typed in about how to get the smoke smell out of like action figures and things like that. And I then found out that it was like that you can wash them, basically. You can wash them in like mild soap and that should be okay. If that isn't okay, you can use like Febreze and things like that. My mum doesn't have Febreze because she doesn't like the chemicals in it and stuff. But the funny thing is, she still has something called Nutridol, which is exactly the same pretty much with the same chemicals. Bit of a contradiction in terms, but anyway. But she has that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Nutridol thing on it. I don't know why she has that, but she doesn't want Febreze. It's weird. I mean, for me personally, when I have my own home, I wouldn't have Febreze, I wouldn't have Nutridol. But I don't know what it is with my mum. She won't have Febreze, but she'll have this Nutridol. It'd be on me. If she says she's like against having chemicals in the home and things like, well, not chemicals in the home, but things like that in the home and spraying in the air and stuff like that, so you're breathing it in, why would she then have Nutridol as well? It makes no sense. Right, I'll have a quick look in the chat. Touch wood. I shouldn't say this, but touch wood, things seem to be going okay-ish. How much you pay, dude? What you hoping for return? I don't know. I mean, I don't know in terms of return. I paid 60 quid for them, so I paid a fair bit. But there's like 50 odd figures. There's a TARDIS, which is upstairs, which a TARDIS alone will get like 15 quid. If I add a couple of figures to the TARDIS, that's 20 quid item. I got on the episode Planet of Viewed. No, not Planet of Viewed. I don't know what the episode's called, I forgot. But it's the one, it's David Tennant, it's second series, it's with Rose, and is it the Satan Pit, the episode's called? I don't know, I forgot, I've not watched it in ages, but it's a great episode, it's where you turn red-eye. And I've got that container where the Doctor and that woman go down to the Satan Pit in, and I think that'll get some okay money. This is what I've got here as well. And this is crazy. These little adipose, these are from not Prisoners in... Partners in Crime. That's the episode, not Prisoners in Crime. Partners in Crime. These are a little bit dirty. I need to clean these up, to be honest. They don't know. No, we don't really smell smoke, those, which are weird. But maybe we've not got much of a surface area to actually get covered in smoke now. But I've got 25 of these, which actually, on research, came in a little pack with... Was it one of the Doctors or another monster? Anyway, I think it was in a monster pack. And you got 25 of these. And I believe you got a Jadoon. I've got loads of them here. I don't know whether you're going to see them, but I've got loads of them. And you got a Jadoon, I think, and you got something else. But basically, there's a guy selling 5 of these for $9.99 free postage. And I did look on completed and sold. And I was thinking, no way this is actually sold. But yes, it has sold. So there is some sort of market for 5 of those for sort of around a tenner. Whether I do the full 25 for maybe a little bit more, maybe 20, 25 quid, or whether I do just quantity 5 at $9.99 and match this guy, I don't know. But certainly there's some good money in just the adipose there. And I've got tons and tons of figures in here. I'm not going to get them all out because the problem is they're all wet and I'm not taking them out yet. But we've got Scarecrow, Daleks, a massive face of Bow. Massive face of Bow. Here. I've not seen that one before. I'm sure there's a smaller version of the face of Bow, but I don't think I've seen that one before. We've got Time Lords. We've got John Sim as the Master. We've got Nestine duplicates, I think. Are they Nestine duplicates? Someone can tell me. Sold that face of Bow myself for 15 quid. Well, there we go. I've not done too bad already. We've got I always forget the name of this guy. Darren, you might be able to tell me. You do some Doctor Who figures, don't you? So, it's such a weird name, this guy who he has. But it's off, it's like the second episode of the first series of New Who, which is with Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. And they travel to when the Earth dies. So when the Earth gets blown up in 5 billion, year 5 billion or something. And this guy is there because it's like a meeting of galactic leaders or whatever. It's kind of like in Peladon when John Pertwee's Doctor goes to Peladon and they have the meeting of the Galactic Senate, is it? Or the Galactic, I don't know, something Galactic something. But it's kind of like that. So that's him anyway. A lot of Doctor Who episodes actually in New Who are really, really like the classic Who episodes. I don't know whether that's a lack of imagination or I don't know, but we've got, again, I think that's a Nestine duplicate. The Nestine are how to phrase this, plastic, basically. They're living plastic, the Nestine. We've got the Sibylline, which is from the Fires of Pompeii. Great episode, I love that episode. We have the New Earth, the cat nurses from New Earth, episode New Earth. We have the little pig from, which is actually, I believe this is just an ordinary pig, but the Slovene in the episode, what was the episode called? I don't know. I can't remember all the names of all the episodes, but yeah, they basically took a pig and then made it look like an alien to trick the humans to think that basically to think that the Slovene wasn't actually there or something. I don't know. I can't remember. It's a while since I watched the episode, but it was something like that. So that'll be some money. But what I'm going to do is bundle up maybe monsters in sets of 3, and then maybe do. I think I did a little bit of research. I think you'd probably get about £10 plus postage, or around the £10 for like 3 monsters. So that'd be pretty good. That's it. Mox of Balhoun. So hard to remember that one. But these are all. I mean, obviously this is my theme. You know, I love Doctor Who, so. I do want to get a lot more Doctor Who stuff, but you know, you can't get it every day unless you are really like niched up in that. This is one of the Vampires of Venice with the Fisher King, so that's that in the episode Vampires of Venice. I believe that was the first time the Doctor took Amy and Rory. Well, certainly the first time he took Rory back in time, but yeah, forgot his name. But he's in the episode Gridlocked with Martha, Series 3, Episode 3, I believe, of New Who. And, yeah, cool. Just a cat guy. Forgot his name. But he actually is in a omnisexual relationship with a human. And they actually have cat babies. So, that's that. That wouldn't actually work in real life. So don't be thinking that, like, if you met an alien who was a cat, like that, a humanoid cat, and you were to do things with them, I don't think you'd be able to actually have babies that way. If you did, it'd be like a donkey and a horse, like a Zorse, or a donkey and a horse? A zebra and a horse, like a Zorse. It would create like a Zorse, but yeah, anyway. Omnisexuality is a whole new topic, so we're not going to go into that too much. We have again from the episode, I think it's the end of the world. No, it's not the end of the world, the episode. Anyway, it's from that episode where they blow up the Earth. You know, well, not they blow up the Earth, but the end of the Earth. And it's, the Doctor kind of has a little bit of a fancy for her, or she has a little bit of a fancy for the Doctor. All in, you know, good spirits and stuff. It's nothing, all above board. But, yeah, that's her anyway. I'll go for a couple more. There's loads more in here, but... So, I'm hoping I can get, like, 150 to 200 out of them. But I don't know. I mean, it might be more than that. I've not looked properly yet. But the guy, episode 42, I believe the episode was called. That was it. I believe it was episode 6 or 7. Might be quite wrong, but episode 6 or 7 out of the 3rd series of New Who with Martha. But yeah, that's that. And that was a good episode. That was really good. I remember watching this as a kid. I was a kid when I was watching these, so it really sticks in your mind, you know. Derek Jacobi, I can never say that. He was great in Last Tango in Halifax, and he was basically the human version of the Master. Of the Master's consciousness was trapped in a fob watch, and then he released it, and then he became a Time Lord again. How that actually works, I don't know. It was a bit of a weak storyline, to be honest, because how can opening a fob watch turn yourself back into a Time Lord from a human biologically? It's stupid. It's like, okay, yes, your consciousness could be, in theory, if we're talking more science fiction, in theory, a consciousness could be trapped in a watch, and you could open the watch, and you could get your consciousness back, right? Like Horus, is it Horus? Consciousness of Horus and all that sort of stuff. And the other guy, I'm thinking of the right guy. But you can't get your biological, I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do with it. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I need to research into it a bit more, because maybe it didn't actually change them biologically, but I thought that's what, was it the chameleon arc? I thought that's what the chameleon arc did. It actually changed your entire makeup of your body. So how the hell does opening a fob watch get your body back, like, into Time Lord form from human? It's preposterous. But yeah, anyway, I've got the Plasmavore, that, to be honest, is pretty bad. Is that the Plasmavore? No, that's badly done if it is. that does not look like, what's her name, the actress, but I think that is meant to be the plasma ball, but God, that does not look like the actress at all. Maybe it's meant to be someone else, but God, anyway. We've got more Cybermen. There's another. Well, actually, did I show you any Cybermen? Well, there's some Cybermen. Don't know whether that's meant to be like that. It's very dirty, but I think that's actually dirt that's been added onto it. I don't think. I mean, I think that's actually meant to be there. But I don't know. Let's do a few more. Couple more. Slovene from the planet Rexocorophallopatorius. There we go, I got it. Yes, lad. And their neighbouring planet, or their sister planet, is Clom, where Peter Kay, in the episode, I forgot, Love and Monsters. The episode Love and Monsters in the second series of New Who. Don't know what episode number it was, probably either, I'd say 6 to 10, episode 6 to 10. Knowing my luck, it's probably going to be episode number 5 of that series now, but it was played by Peter Kay. He did it brilliantly, I thought, and he was the Absorbaloff, so yeah, that's pretty cool. We've got the Half-Life. I forgot his name. Chip was his name, and that was in the episode New Earth with David Tennant and Billie Piper again, the one with the cat nurses. And he was like Lady Cassandra's. Is it Lady Cassandra? Is that the right word? Is that the right name? He was like her assistant. Right, I'll show you. Oh yeah, there's Viewed. Human servant, basically. Except they actually broke the circle, so they're not actually human servant anymore. The guy from Scotland in the episode Victory of the Daleks, which was Matt Smith's second episode, I believe, as the Doctor. Great episode, I like that episode, with Winston Churchill as well. So it's always, I like the historical episodes. Forgot his name, but he's Scottish, I know that. Right, anyway, that's that. I'm not going to go for it. Well, one more, because this guy's cool. I forgot the name of this species, but he's basically like an alien species. It was in the very first episode that David Tennant took over from Christopher Eccleston in the Christmas special. Something like the Invasion of Earth, I believe it was called. Something like, I don't know, it was something around that. I don't know whether it would have been the Invasion of Earth, because there has been episodes that have been titled very, very similar to that, but yeah, Invasion Day, or I don't know, something like that. Yeah, but that's that anyway. There's a few more, well, I say a few, there's actually quite a lot more figures in here. I could go for a lot longer yet, but we've got like Silurians. I love the Silurians. I liked the Sea Devils more than the Silurians. I thought they need to bring them back, the Sea Devils. That would be awesome. We've got Autons, which again I like Nestine. Actually, I don't know. Autons Nestine or Nestine Autons? I don't know. I'll have to research that more. Nestine, Unquiet Dead with Christopher Eccleston. It begins with an N. The monsters in that, like the nymph or something. It's not the nymph because nymph is Greek gods, isn't it? We've got Below. What's the episode called? Something Below. Very early episode of Matt Smith's. I quite enjoyed it. It was all right with these like weird smiler monsters, like weird monsters. Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. Silurian, Pigman, Ernest, I want to say his name was. I don't know. We've got Balacathalata. How awesome. Cyborg. Not a human cyborg, but of humanoid form, of course. Yeah, cool. That's really cool. In the episode Voyage of the Damned, with Kylie Minogue as the guest star. Which again, I quite like that episode, but it wasn't amazing. Obviously, one of the early monsters of Doctor Who again, or quite early, the Sontaran. I believe that's Commander Stahl. Maybe? I don't know. They all look the same, don't they? We've got the Clockwork Men. Like the Clockwork Man. Anyway, I'm not going to go through any more. Any questions in the chat or anything would be appreciated. I didn't do Thursday talks yesterday, and I'll be brutally honest, I wasn't feeling good. And I was gonna go live, and I thought, I just can't do it. I just can't bring myself to click that live button. So I didn't end up going live, but I couldn't not do Thursday talks. So I thought I'll have to do it tomorrow. But I needed to allow myself that time to get back in the headspace and feel a little bit better. So I'm glad I did that, and I'm happy now. So that's why, being brutally honest, that's why I didn't do Thursday talks yesterday. Episode 73.2. Yes, sorry, we're meant to be getting on to motivation. I wanted to talk about motivation, so I'll talk about that for a little bit. I need to clean these up, actually. I'm doing a Z here, but yeah, they still smell of smoke a bit. I think that neutral... Oh, no, that one's not too... Yeah, that one's not too bad. That one's not too bad. Maybe it's just that one I picked up then. Yeah, that one's still got a whiff of it. That one's not too bad. Anyway, some of them are alright, some of them aren't, I assume. I need to do those adipose separately because I didn't want them getting lost in that sink or falling down the plug hole or anything. But what I'll do is I'll dry them all off in a bit. I might end up throwing them back in there and do another little bit of a wash. Dry them all off, and then I might use this Nutridol, and that should clear them off anyway, any more stink. So, yeah, motivation. So, I wanted to talk about motivators and demotivators. So, like, in terms of motivation, I get highly motivated by music, but there are times when a motivator is not necessarily a motivator. So, what I mean by that is, yes, you can say, right, I'm motivated by music. I'm going to listen to music all the time I work. That's what I'm going to do. If I feel like, yes, I work better with music, I've tried it in the past when I was listing, that means that music is going to be my motivator, and I'm going to listen to it all the time I'm working, and that'll mean I work super hard, super fast. No, it's not like that. I listen to music, first off, I think when I was sorting or I was packing, and it's great for me for sorting. Not necessarily packing. It used to be great for me packing, but not necessarily anymore. It's music is one of those things for me which I love. I really do love, but I have to limit my time with it in the business because the one thing I would say never do, never listen to music and maybe be doing a bit of a dance or singing along when you're labelling up parcels. Never do it. I did it the hard way. I learnt the hard way. Don't do it. You'll send the wrong item out. Immediately after I stopped doing it, my the amount of times I was sending the wrong item out really dramatically increased. I mean, there was 1 month where I must have sent the wrong item out 3 times in a month. 3 times in a month. That's almost once a week. And that was honestly, 1, from listening to music and not having that much concentration, but for 2, not putting labels, post-it labels on the parcels. That is a lifesaver now. I always post it up. Pretty much, like 99% of the time, I remember to post it up, my parcels, and write on what they are. Oh my god, it's so good. So good. And the amount of times I sent... The funny thing was, I did actually send out the wrong item last week, but it was the first time in a long time again that I've done it. And it's usually something little, like, for example, I might have ended up turning on a live stream or something at that moment, and I know I shouldn't do it because it's just the same as listening to music, but sometimes I'll get confident or I'll get cocky and I'll think, no, I'm alright, I can listen to this live stream while I'm labelling up. But then what I'll do is I'll look back at the live stream and that'll throw my concentration, and then for some reason, somehow, I don't know how I do it because I do feel like I'm really accurate with when I'm putting the postage labels on, I end up whacking it on the wrong one and then it goes off. But certainly, since doing that, not listening to that music and putting those post-its on, it's been a lifesaver. Because I used to be terrible at sending out the wrong item. It's like my biggest thing, my hardest challenge in reselling. It always comes back to sting me once in a while. But, everyone gets that, so that's okay. But what I'm talking about is, realise what your motivator is. So for me, it's music. That's what I love. But then realise when that music is becoming a demotivator, because motivators can, in the process, become demotivators. So when I'm packing, I don't listen to music. The reason I do that is because I've found over little mini experiments, of listening to music one day and not listening to it the next day. I found that I actually pack faster when I'm not listening to music because I want to get it done. Whereas if I'm listening to music, I'll be a bit slower. Now, I do give myself the pleasure of listening to music on a Friday morning when I'm packing my parcels because I use the laissez-faire leadership technique that my teachers have taught me to just lay back, have a bit of a relax on a Friday because I feel that's where I want to be. So Monday, I will never listen to music. Monday is a very hectic day. It's getting down, getting dirty, getting on with work. But come Friday, getting down, getting dirty, it sounds a bit off that, but then come Friday, it'll be more laissez-faire and I will use more motivation techniques and just sort of chill out a little bit with it as well. But you've got to recognise when it's worth using your motivation techniques and when it's not. Like, for example, if I was really slow at packaging when I'm not listening to music, then I'll think, hang on a minute, I actually might need to listen to music now to give me that motivation. But sometimes it gets to the point when you listen to it all the time and you're packing your parcels that you actually become a lot slower because you're ending up dancing or you're ending up singing or you're ending up doing something like that and you're listening to songs. And then what happens is, because I've got a playlist of about 2,000 songs on my phone, I just skip a load of them and then I try and get to the one I want and then I'm wasting 5 minutes skipping through them all. So yeah, you've got to realise what your motivation technique is, what motivates you, and then how much you should actually use it. And that will really, if you can get that the right balance, it will really help your motivation level. And if you are using your motivation technique day in, day out, then it will become less effective because you just think it's forgiven, and it needs to be something that's actually going to motivate you at the time you need it to. So yeah, that's sort of what I wanted to talk about. I mean, what are some of your guys' motivation techniques? Do you guys have any specific things that you do to help motivate you? Do you have any specific things that actually demotivate you? Phoebe says, I always work with the radio on. Yeah. I like I've been listening to a lot of Scavenger Life recently. I've been listening to live shows and stuff like that, and I have them on in the background while I'm sorting and stuff like that. But certainly when I'm sorting, I do like to put a bit of trap music on, because you can get a lot done to some trap music. If you haven't tried it and you like a bit of you don't mind the swearing and you don't mind the, like, oh yeah, like boom, 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 that sort of stuff, just give it a try because you'll work so faster. I remember when I first did it, it was about 8 o'clock at night, and I thought, go on SoundCloud, because I have SoundCloud now, and typed in, I think it was workout mix I typed in, and it came up with this trap mix and trap remix or whatever. It's about an hour long. Clicked it on, and that hour just flew by. I was just sorting stuff like crazy, and it's just that motivation, and again, choosing new music, like not new music as in like from 2017, but I mean, discovering new music that's new to you is always good because that helps motivation. Like when you hear a song for the first time you've never heard, it opens your mind to a whole new musical genre or a whole new band, and then you think, oh my god, this is going to give me so much motivation. And like for me, like bubblegum dance music and 90s music, that sort of stuff, when that genre was opened up for me, when I discovered that gave me a boost in motivation. But it's always about, for me, finding more new music because I crave that so much. Partly for me, but partly to keep the knowledge of that music alive and the spirit of that music alive. And I want to be able to pass that musical knowledge onto my kids, and then they can keep that musical spirit alive and stuff, because many people end up passing away, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean their music has to die, and that's what I love about music, it's there forever. So, if you can keep that alive, you can keep that spirit going, and you can really get a lot of passion and love from a song, then that's what it's all about. And if that can motivate you in your business, that's great as well. So, go in the chat for a sec. Money